How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Yeah, we've got just the man to do the testing as well, to see if we can withstand the heat. Look at all them ability points though. Nice.
Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Alright, thank you, mate. Let's see if this guy's got anything new for us. It's been a while.
Oh, her ship lies still in harbour, her soul sails on the main. The breath of age is at her back, adventure in her veins.
Yeah, the novelty's kind of worn off a little bit. They should just call him Spoony Bard for the entire thing. That would have still been better, I think. We've got something new.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Okay,
All yours.
fine.
All
That's
done?
kind of a lame reward, I think. Been picking those up from like near the start of the game. Right, I think while the ship's being built, surely then it'll be time to do the Sid detour.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
There you go, she's finally left her dungeon.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
There's something good about Blackthorn, man. I like the guy. I really do. He was so cold and like kind of brash at the start, and he's still that way, but there's something about him that just makes him likable now. Oh, so we just got to sometime later. Wow.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Rip.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 Mythril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
He loves it. Okay, Ned, let's go see your dad.
What's the matter?
She wishes her dad were here to see all this.
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, so be emotional return. I've already touched upon how in this game I do like that there is such a respect for the dead. And so after all of the stuff that we've seen relating to that in this game, it would have been a shame to not have something like this. So I'm glad that that's what they've done. If anyone's grave deserves to be revisited, it is Sid's. Now, why is there a little green one here? That's interesting. And we have a plus. Okay. Let's have a quick look at that then.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
So even the little kids, man, they're well voice acted in this game. The voice acting is absolutely top notch. I mean, it's really, really good.
He cracked the crystal too.
Okay. Off the record. Oh, we can pick up stuff like this. I was thumbing through the hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention, maybe. And by that I mean immediately you know where I'll be. Okay.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Let's activate this one too. Something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, pay me a visit at the toll.
What could be wrong with Togo? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Not my boy. Not my boy. Nothing better happened to Torgal in this game. I swear to God. You might just see a grown man cry if that happens. The pen is mightier. Cheers for your help dragging Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's going to throw himself back in, judging by the droop of his jowls lately. So I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather what was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his primers. I know you're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we could go and ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered, assuming it ain't just the forge. Yeah, it's really, this is like really opened up
Hopefully
now.
it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
He was doing fine. They're giving us the same premise twice, literally. Blacksmith's Blues #2. But it's a plus sign and blacksmith related, so there's no way I'm not doing that. Now, there's those, and there's still one I haven't activated. So for the first time, we're going to have more than 3 quests at the same time. I believe. Yeah. So let's just start here.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Togo?
So you can read. Congratulations. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
She's another one. I just love her voice acting. She's just brilliant. Yeah.
Crack the crystal too?
One at a time.
Joking.
Yes, this
No
way.
joke.
It's probably one of the most expansive periods of side quests, and then we're really going to knuckle down to a few more hours of big story.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Tome's coming through clutch again. Let's do that. I mean, we've got to look after my boy. I assume that's where he... yeah. Yep. Let's go hunting, boy. I mean, at this stage, I'd say the side questing is kind of decent / good. It's not like it's not great or amazing or anything like that, but it's in the... it's definitely not bad. I wouldn't say, oh, the side questing in the game has been poor or anything like that. The most recent side quest outing I've had in a Final Fantasy in a new release has been 7 Remake. And unfortunately that's really one of the weak areas of that game. It's just straight up not good. And so this one in that sense, it blows out the water. But is it like up there with like, oh, like amazing great side quests? No. But I truly think, especially in this day and age, it's so hard. I was speaking with someone recently and I was like, I feel like they need to fundamentally find a new way to think about and design side quests. It's just so tough to do because depending on what types of games you play, gamers are just so used to the way side quests work, and it feels like it's very difficult to not make them generic and formulaic. It's always the same thing, you know, you run to someone, they tell you their story, they make their ask, you accept the quest, you go and do what you need, what they need, they come back, and then, you know, you get the reward, blah blah. And it's just it's almost always the same thing every single time. And so how do you kind of break out that mold? I think it's easy to say, oh, just make them very compelling and like interesting and like interconnected and whatever it might be. And yeah, like those will.
If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
Like it definitely, like that's how you get to like good / really good questing. But I feel like this day and age, to take it to the next level, you just need something more. And I don't really know what that something is, but it's just how I feel. Level 33. Okay.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Togo?
Yeah, let's go, boy. Oh, I was trying to lock onto the other one.
Over here! Go, Togo! Get him!
Because they are level 33, they're taking a little while. But wow, we parried a elder antelope. Look at us go. They landed some nice hits, I'll give it to him. Ah, got blocked by this. What? It's having a bit of trouble locking onto what I need. Okay.
Now. Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Togo. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
Yeah, he is a growing boy after all.
Togo.
Man, I love it. Okay, so we can go back to Karen for that. So she was right, at least. I mean, she definitely picked up on it. We didn't.
I noticed you and Togo had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
There's just a really nice energy in general about the people here. Like, I could imagine being here and just generally enjoying being a part of this, just like having these people around to talk to as like comrades and just friends and basically like a family. It's really nice, I have to say. They've done a good job with that. Everyone just feels nice and warm and friendly and funny and supportive.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Eikon's power.
Whoa.
Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Eikons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Well said, Clive. Torgal, what a gangster. Friend and gangster Torgal. He's literally just like his buddy Clive. He's just learning, he's just getting the power of all the Eikons. Slightly increases Torgal's attack post. If only I had more accessory slots, I could put some more stuff. I mean, they have been mean on that front, let's be honest. I've had the same number of accessory slots since the bloody start of the game. Come on, man. You've got to give me more than that. Right. Let's continue on. But yeah, Harpocrates has been involved a lot, man. Fair play. Let's try to do this. I'm assuming it's a relatively simple one for goats. We might even reach that 715
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
threshold for the plus
told me
points.
she was building a ship.
Definitely no more hunts. We've cleared those for now.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders, and it's maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time And I'm gonna need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh, 2-star rubles. I could do with that. Then again, there's basically nothing to buy other than music, so that's fine. We're going to leave the 2 plus boys for later. So we still got a bit more work to do here. Let's do this one first. Good old Martha. It's been a while. It's good to know that there's an item in this game that's worth 5 million gil, though.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, Word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying listening to these conversations. That's what I mean by the quests, the side quests and stuff are still generally good. I'm not getting bored listening to that stuff. Some of them, obviously, they're not that, I guess, like, engaging, but stuff like that, conversations like that, I do enjoy listening to. But yeah, Clive is definitely a very handsome... I guess from a, you know, I'm a straight guy, but I'm one of those guys where, yeah, like, if a guy is handsome, I'll say he's handsome. I mean, I don't care. He's got to be the most handsome Final Fantasy protagonist of all time, surely. And I guess I'm a bit biased now because I'm 31 years old. So I'm not going to say, like, you know, these 17, 18-year-old kids are the most handsome. Like, this guy, he's a grown man, and he's incredibly handsome. Sid is way more charismatic. Let's be real here, but it's just about handsomeness, yes. I mean, Final Fantasy's always been known for its very attractive characters. So I don't think anyone's surprised that this protagonist is an attractive guy.
Did you hear that?
It's got a bit of that Henry Cavill energy.
I want to see you